Okay, I don't know why anyone would tell you to never take the faceplate off. Okay, these machines are 140 years old. There's gunk in here. Okay, there was gunk. Like I said, there wasn't a lot. My machine's only been sitting 2 years. But it was pretty, it did have some lint in there, right? So this isn't a difficult machine to put back together as far as this area goes, right? It's 3 little pieces. I'm not going to say it's difficult. It's not all that difficult to put back together. I did have a little bit of a problem with it yesterday. Okay, here's your spring for your needle bar. All right. And what I am going to do with this is probably do this all the way down. You can see where kind of it was set by the kind of the clean marks, okay? I'm just going to do that because the screw is kind of long and I had a problem with it yesterday. Because the spring kept coming off of the little screw here. So that is really... Like I said, I'm not going to say it's not completely tedious and frustrating, because it is. But as far as like a newer machine, if I had to take a newer machine, these older machines, I mean, it's a machine, okay? It's a machine. Your car's a machine, right? Right? You're gonna... I mean, a lot of people don't clean their motors such and such all the time, right? How necessary is it to fully clean it? But you change your oil, right? It's maintenance. A 140-year-old machine needs maintenance. Okay, oh, dummy me. I'm trying to put it in this way. No, it goes like this in there. Okay. All right. That's why it wasn't going in. All right, now the screw is in there. This part was kind of difficult putting back, so I might need to loosen it, because you have to put the little lever in there, which you can go ahead and put on the machine. That's fine. And you can clip it in place. That's what I did yesterday. So, you know. I am going to have to loosen that a little. I may have fibbed a little to you on that. All right, this little cam, this is the little cam this is what that little wheel on the cam rides in, right? Okay, your little mark to set your needle, it's on the front. All right, trying to get this to zoom here. Sorry, like I said, I'm using my phone, but the little mark I showed you in the other video to set the needle, that needs to be on the front. You have your little needle for your lever, okay? And you can see how that works. See, that's what moves it up and down. Your little... I kind of like to have it right here when I'm putting this on. To the right. Okay. And then that's it. I mean, I have kept it fairly clean. I will kind of maybe sweep this out again just for giggles. All right. Now forgive my hands and arms if they're in the way. Basically, you're just going to try to fit this. I am going to put a little drop of oil where this little lever. And I'm going to just wipe it down with my little rag here. Because again, it is metal on metal. And you can see how much. When I cleaned this 2 years ago, there wasn't any of this little black soot in here. This was all clean, clean, clean. You know. And if you want to take your little Dremel tool and just, you know, but it's not necessary. I mean, look at your car motor. You know, it's not necessary to have every little speck. You just don't want it to rust. Alright, so basically what I'm doing now, I'm fitting this bar here. Let me zoom out a little bit. Alright, this little lever here. I'm just lining everything up. Alright, boom. See, it's not really that difficult. If you have tendinitis like me, it might be a little challenging. Alright, now your 2 faceplate screws. The longer one, there's a longer one and a shorter one. The longer one goes on top. Oh, if my grandmother was here, she'd be, oh, freaking out. I just got the grime from that screw on that doily. And her friend from church probably made that for her. I've had this doily forever since my grandma passed. Sorry, I get my fat head in here so I can make sure all this is lining up. Alright, and I'm going to take, I have a little Singer screwdriver. It fell on the floor here. So pardon me. It's just a little easier to do these. And I mean, I have that kind of taut. I don't have it like tight because this one, I had a problem with this yesterday, getting this bottom one to line up. But once, yeah, just with anything else, get them in place. And then you can go back and tighten them up. I mean, it's pretty tight. I mean, if you want to just do an extra boop and an extra boop, that one's already tight. So, all right. Now what we get to do is set the needle. If you would like to watch me do that, by all means. That would probably be a needless video. But we'll do it. Because like I said, I don't think there are very many up close videos. And I'm sorry this one isn't very professional. As far as my videography and all that. Then we're going to try to wind the bobbin, which is a pain in the butt. I do have one that's wound, but I did have issues winding it. Oh my gosh. The front little drawer's breaking. So I'm going to try to wind this. If I might need to do a video to do the needle. I did kind of explain that in the first video, but if you know you want a more in-depth of watching me be frustrated getting it on, that's fine. We can do that. Alright, so let's turn this one off.